Hey guys, so I have a set of facts for my jurisdiction case, and the subject is landlord tenant, and the plaintiff in this case is the landlord Sierra, the defendant is the tenant Jonathan, and in this case, the landlord is seeking back rent from her former tenant Jonathan in an amount of $900 following the termination of defendant's tenancy in Hingham, Massachusetts. The tenant has already vacated the house. So the jurisdiction here is Hingham, Massachusetts, and we are filing a case to seek back money that the tenant owes the landlord. So during my research, I wanted to see basically what court does this case get filed in, and I know that this is a civil action because it's a legal agreement between a landlord and a tenant. So I went on Google and searched up Hingham, Massachusetts trial courts, and I came up to the Massachusetts.gov page, and I found information about trial courts, and it talks about the different types of trial courts. Now, I chose the small claims court because the small claim is matters usually involving under $7,500, and this information comes from page 18 and 19 of the textbook. Now, scrolling down here, the first thing I see in bold is this $7,000. Now, in Ingram, Massachusetts, the price limit is $7,000. So comparing it to the book, that's a little lower. But because my claim in the facts, I'm only seeking relief for $900, then that in no way compared to the $7,000. So I'm still good to file in the small claims court. So going down, there's like a few things you need to be specified to file in small claims court. But there are one of three courts that I can file in: the district court, the BMC court, or the housing court. And I chose the housing court because the rental property is located where the landlord-tenant issue is. So I decided to file in housing court, and it really just made sense because we're going to court over property. And so moving on, if I wanted to file an appeal on the housing court, I basically went to appeals of trial court page, and there I found the different types of trial courts. So they have landlord tenant, probate, juvenile, and I went down to the housing court, appealing cases from housing court. And the first little part talks about evictions, but because my tenant is not getting an eviction, they've already moved out, then I go to the other cases, and they have 30 days to file an entry of judgment. And so going from there, if I wanted to appeal from the housing court, I did a little more research, clicked on a few more things, and I found the Supreme Judicial Court of Appeals. And here is both of the addresses of the Supreme Judicial Court of Appeals. So this would be in Suite 2500, and then the appeals court, which includes the housing court appeals, would be in Suite 1200. And both of these are in the same building. So Supreme Court and appeals court will be in the same building. And the small claims court, I'm sorry I didn't give you guys the address for that. I believe it's the same address I saw earlier. But for the small claims court, it would be, I'm going to give you the location right now, and 25 George Washington Boulevard. So this is the location of the small claims court. And it gives you a picture of it, which is really cool. I love this website. It's very in detail, and that is how I found my courts and the places where I would be filing the case for the landlord and tenant in Hingham, Massachusetts.